All right, how y'all know? We're gonna talk about the Starmarie's about Lovelyti, and even though I have issues with Lovelyti, let's go ahead and my prayers go out to Miss Lovelyti. Okay, even though we had issues, let me let y'all know. Y'all already know that I never had an issue with her from Jumpstart. Okay, but since I don't buy into that old garbageism and I'm not the expectation of her, and somehow I got to be. No, I don't. Okay, I'm my own person. I just do whatever I want to do, and I'm a Leo just like her. Okay. Now, what about this video about Starmarie video? I have to give Lovey T credit. Okay, and apologize to part that believe in Starmarie story because it is true that Starmarie knows how to. I mean, I'm not trying to bash the woman. Trying to be safe here with her, but I know about the cult. Okay, I'm an ex-Protestant. I became Catholic later on. And prior to me becoming Catholic, before I was involved with voodoo as a child. Now, my family was not involved in it. They criticized it, but when I was getting picked on in school, and coming from a Protestant evangelical background where they made God to be a tyrant, okay, I didn't see it was evil. You know what I'm saying? I saw voodoo as on glow. Anybody in the 80s, I remember Glow, Gorge, they harassing. Remember the real bright skinned lady named Big Bad Mama, and I was, this 30 years ago. Show of 1988. I forget this. And y'all remember Big Bad Mama, big as she is. When she fight Mount Fiji. Mount Fiji was Samoan woman. That's Emily Doyle. Remember before Rodney King, Emily Doyle's family were attacked by the LAPD 2 years before Rodney King was. Okay, they won $1 million lawsuit. Yes, they did. Shout out to the Doyle family. Okay, they from Samoa. And they were making fun of Mount Fiji when they attacked her Samoan family in Los Angeles. I want everybody to know that, okay? Samoan lives matter too, okay? Now, Big Bad Mama will fight fist to fist with Mount Fiji. But when the thin chicks, and I never understood because as big as she was, they supposed to be a handicap match. So when Big Bad Mama would get in the ring, she had a voodoo doll. As big as she is, she can beat up Vicky Victory, Cheyenne Shell, Tulsa, Babe the Farmer's Dollar, all these different. I watched Go, baby. I watched Glow Garland Wrestle Saturday now, Channel 20 at 9 p.m. I don't forget. I was habitual for watching it. Even when my dad got into it, watching women on fight. That's not. I watched it when he went down around when after my grandfather kicked him out the house. Okay, I was watching Glow Garland. I make sure I turn the channel off. He come in the room with yeah, cause I love watching Glow Garland Wrestle. That was a female version of WWE, WWF. Okay, time. All right. So Mount Fiji, Ivory from on WWF that was Mark Henry, Sexual Chocolate. What's the real bright D'Lo Brown want to fight Jacqueline when it was WWF before it was WWE. That's Tina Ferrari. She the one fought Colin Nushka back in 80 late early 80 88. I don't forget. So anyway, because she before she lost because all the years she was beating Colin Nushka, the Russian woman. She's not really Russian, but she played a Russian woman. But later on, I remember Hollywood and Vine. I watched all that. So anyway, when I watched Go Led Wrestling, and I saw Big Bad Mama do voodoo. And she had a voodoo, she put voodoo. I said, dang. As big as she is, she could be able to fight them women and win. But I'm like, okay, well, I need to do voodoo too. God dog, all these kids picking on me, whatever. So I started to do research on voodoo. And I did not know about it was evil or whatever. Once again, in processing, you have so many interpretations that people make their own interpretations. It's hard to believe what they say since they put it on a pen in God's word. So I didn't care. So behind closed doors, I made voodoo's of kids that picked on me in school. And you know what? The white dude with my name actually, this month is 20 years of his death. The one who called me nigga in third grade. Okay, so in fifth grade, I made a voodoo of him back in 1990. And I remember my white teacher, who was 20-some years old, she was young, told me from Indianapolis, I'm she's from Indiana, she told me never make a voodoo again like that in the classroom. Okay. I ain't let them know what the white dude who was. I lied, said it was John Bon Jovi. So that Saturday, it was that Friday. So that Saturday, watching, Saved by the Bell. You fan, yeah, she passed away. Amy Dog passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Mount Fiji, I know Big Bad Mama passed away. Yeah, a couple years ago, Big Bad Mama, they did a documentary on Glory Wrestling, and she was in a wheelchair. But actually, both Big Bad Mama and Mount Fiji was in a wheelchair when they had a reunion in Las Vegas. Okay, even when they used to be at the Riviera Hotel, I forget. God rest their soul. Yeah. Yeah, that was in the wheelchair because you know what I'm saying. And Big Bad Mama was thin, and Big Bad Mama a couple years like back in 2000 something, she tried 90 something, she tried to become a mayor. In a town, it's a small town. So anyway, so I saw this old big old woman. I used to think that one was white, even though she, you know, saying her accent was so called black. I thought it was a white lady, you know what I'm saying? But no, she was a light skinned sister, real bright skinned sister, pale skinned sister, and so she played Baby Mom for New Orleans, okay? And I don't know if she's from New Orleans, but they made her character because usually they make their own characters, but different. They say they're from this certain part of the world, and they not. Okay, they even had the woman named Star. Yeah, I remember Star, the white woman named Star. She was a cosmic astrologist, person, astrology and everything else. They said she was from the cosmic Star. So I'm thinking, as a little kid, she from outer space. You know what I'm saying? I did not know all this was fake. And Johnny D, whatever their name is, it was Dave McCain, and they had Johnny D, who was in charge of the global. I don't forget. Remember Wild Women of Wrestling? That Dave McCain, who used to operate, global wrestling. Anyway, let's get to the subject. So what happened is that's how I knew about voodoo through watching the TV, and I didn't know it was bad because you saw it on there, and the woman, I mean, without her using her muscles, she won her matches with the voodoo except for Mount Fiji and certain other wrestlers she couldn't fight. Okay, one particular, just that the kind of brown skin, so got camera skin, but a little bit my color, but a little darker, not too dark, with a jerry curl. Justice, she was an ex-cop from Harlem. She beat, no, she was a tie between her and Big Bad Mama. Don't forget that back in 1998, like 89, whatever. Don't forget that, okay? And she tried to put voodoo on Justice, but it didn't too much work. So anyway, it's Sally the Farmer's daughter. Don't forget Sally the Farmer's daughter. That's Babe, supposed to be Babe's sister. I found they were not really sisters. Amy Farmer's daughter, they were just using those names and they were all sisters from Nebraska. I don't forget them until Sally sneezed on Big Bad Mama. That's when Big Bad Mama had voodoo on her. Oh, I was so happy to see that. I forget, I forget them days. Okay, so that's how I got introduced to voodoo. Okay, and I remember people saying, "No, that's bad." I'm like, well, I'm thinking it's their opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's their opinion because once again, in prison, it's like if you don't eat, if let's say someone say God and make potatoes to be potato chips, don't eat potatoes. It's a sin. It was always their opinion. Okay, that's why I read the second verse of St. Peter because they wanted someone to live their way. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen in slavery. The white racist people, the Protestant ones, made their own interpretation to make the slaves. They say about something when got the plantation when Harry Tubman was trying to get them out the plantation. So when I read it was from Africa, I said, oh, cool. I said, okay, it's part of my African culture. You know what I'm saying? At the time, many of us didn't want to claim as Africa, you know what I'm saying? Because remember the Boys in the Hood. I remember me was like the little boy in Boys in the Hood. We not African, we black, you know what I'm saying? When he fought Trey in the classroom, me was like that, but dark, light, king hair, or straight hair, whatever. Back we black, we not African American. We had to get used to the term African American. We're mixed, okay? So I don't forget them days. I'll be calling me when I'm trying to do my dog interview. Excuse me. Get God, I don't get tired of people calling me. Anyway, point is, so what happened is I continued to use the book, but I was still spiritually searching for other religions. I didn't like the evangelical Protestant. I know what term was the Baptist religion or the strict rigid stuff. So I went and searched, and I remember talking to a girl who was Catholic, and it was a Caucasian, but also my dark skinned friend who was Creole. He also was Catholic too, down the street. And I went to go visit the church in the family because the family is next door close to them. They also grew up with my family as well in the color community. Okay, they was created dark and light and different shades of Creole. They took me to church, but then one time I asked to go because I said I want to see what it's like because I saw Mother Teresa. One of them people talk about religion, so that's how I started to get involved in Catholicism. When I started to see the mercy. Okay, I know there's bad people. I mean, tells you as a child, there's bad people in every place. But I started hearing the message. It was a merciful God, not a tyrant God. That's what drove me into faith. And later, luckily, I joined the church. You know what I'm saying? And I left voodoo alone. Whatever I found out that it was wrong from teachers at school, and also too, I didn't know the Ouija board was wrong until I read my Baltimore Catechism that it was wrong to do Ouija boards and psychics and all the other. Because I was involved with that, y'all, because I was trying to find some spiritual connection, stop these people doing what they're doing, me, parents, grandparents, whatever, treat people in school, whatever. And I remember the stuff, it would always work, but majority of the time it did work. So what happened is when I was in mixed choir, when I was audition for mixed choir, okay, that means boys and girls choir, not race, okay, and in 5th grade, and I messed up on a song. So the white dude who used to class clown racist dude with the same name as my name, he um he got the part. So he was in the choir. So to get back at him for calling me the N word, whatever, and I didn't think because he later got kicked out, which that the voodoo spell did. I remember getting right at that Friday when my teacher told me never to make a voodoo doll in class. I said, it's just Bon John Jovi, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? Because he had blonde hair. It wasn't long, but I was making a lot of it. It was in white paper. And so I went in my room on Saturday morning watching Saved by the Bell. Don't forget, I stick the pens and I said some stuff. And next couple of weeks, that dude was out of mixed choir. Okay, now I didn't get a chance to audition for it, and because I was in 5th grade, that's the last grade in elementary school, and then in 6th grade, I was in choir as elective, but he didn't come back to school. Now, I back the next year, that's when I started finding with my Asian teacher. Anytime she was Asian American, she was Japanese. Her husband is white. They have a daughter. The other school district that her daughter went to, the same district as me. The other middle school and high school in the same district as I in the east side. She went to that school. Okay, everybody that knew her thought she was a Mexican. No, but she's part white and part Chinese. Japanese, excuse me. Or don't call her Chinese. When the Mexican folk would basically call that one our math teacher Chinese, China. Oh, she wrote you up. She ain't play. Don't you call her Chinese? She said, I ain't. I'm Japanese American. She get mad, but she knew Spanish though. The Mexican dude that I beat up in the picking on me in 3rd grade with the white dude. We tried to fight me in 6th grade in the locker room with an Occult coach and the redneck coach. And I'm gonna tell you, if y'all follow me on this channel, try to bully me. Don't forget this, okay? Um, he needed a few knots. Okay, no, let me get to the subject. Hold on. Let me get to the subject before you ask any question. Okay, I don't get distracted. So what happened is, and everybody didn't fight in school because let me explain why I didn't fight in school. Since my grandmother allowed them folks to paddle me, and I don't believe in corporal punishment, and even as a little kid, I started not to believe in corporal punishment. Like I say, and then they started to threaten if I did not fight back, they gonna whip me too. You know what I'm saying? It was a contradiction. You know what I'm saying? It's like these violent people just want a piece of me. I call it like it is. They think it's normal because they've been brainwashed for the old white Anglo-Saxon Protestant men. No offense by their religion, misinterpretation feel that we less than human, so we treat even in discipline. But no, as a child, I start to wake up to like this is not normal. You know what I'm saying? And when I got whippings as a kid, I wanted to kill my family. Ain't no lie about that. I ain't gonna lie. All y'all talking about, hey, baby, bad. No, it made me want to fight you, kill you, and put you in, you know what I'm saying? Y'all talking, you know what I'm saying? So, therefore, you know what I'm saying? So, right. So, you felt violated, felt like just like someone punching you. So, I was afraid to fight back because my mom, who didn't raise me, we go visit her on Christmas, but I didn't have no connection with her. She heard somebody did, and I ain't fight back. She gonna whip me, and then my aunt and my grandma, and then my dad try to come in, jump in, and say, if you don't fight back, this and that. Then you go to school, you try to be the good little boy in school, and it's supposed to be white school, so you don't try to buy that stereotype. You know what I'm saying? Trying to be no thug, okay? You know, be like what Bible talking about, and it be about how white he. You trying to be everything the opposite, and then you getting picked on. You tell the teachers, and no one will have your back. So I kept all this aside, okay? I didn't want to. So voodoo was a way to do it, okay? I'm sorry, I called it. Lord forgive me. At the time, it was voodoo the way, so I used that voodoo, and on the white dude, he got kicked out of choir. Now, I ain't not know this spell, because once I got to 6th grade, my Asian teacher was a Mexican dude, not the one I beat up. The Mexican dude I beat up in school who picked on me in 3rd grade with the white dude being a coconut. Okay, he became a thug, got a control later on. Now, before that, his mom allowed him to curse and everything. His mom was she wasn't a good parent at all. Because everybody knew, but even the white kids, like, your mom allowed you to cuss. You know what I'm saying? Even the other parents, your mom allowed you to cuss. My mom don't let me do that. You know what I'm saying? And he was 9 years old. He was telling everybody, teaching that his mom let him do all this other stuff. So he was bad already. So what happened is, we got a 6th grade, like I said about the Asian woman, she knows Spanish. Everybody thought she was maybe an Asian looking Hispanic one, whatever. Cause what happened when he started acting a fool, the white teacher would call the mama. Mama said she can't speak English. So she got the Asian woman who speaks Spanish and Japanese, who met that white man who's our math teacher. She's smart too, and taught and got him in trouble for what because her mama said for free. And then she asked our white teacher, our advisor, because we had advisory teacher, because she was a white teacher from Louisiana who was 19 Cajun, could be a high yellow sister passed for white. She was Catholic. I'll never forget that because her fiance got married and she got her husband last name in the next year. And she had short hair. She grew her hair long. She's from Louisiana, okay? And she's going to Catholic church and pastor. I'll forget that. So she was either Cajun or maybe she'll hire her sister Creole past white. Never know these days. So when she was her fiance, I met her fiance. We went to NASA. I met her fiance. She'll tell this is my fiance, her husband. Okay, later on her husband. Okay, so before she got married, what happened? She had problems with that Latino dude, the one I beat up in sixth grade, with a coon coach and redneck coach. The coon coach that patted me in June 1st, 1992. I forget. Before 1992, the coon coach had was trying to get me in trouble because he didn't like my voice not being it's like bashing the vibe up all the time stuff, okay? And it's the only quote black male teacher I had in my life. All my teachers were white except for the Asian and in sixth grade and the Native American teacher who's a social studies teacher, and then my first teacher was kindergarten. She was a dark skinned older sister. That's the only time I had a majority of my teachers were white. Okay, so I was happy to see a brother to be a teacher, but he was mean, evil to me in the classroom. Even when white kids called me at the end, when he supposed to be Afrocentric proud, he tried to defend. For real, I'm not. It's stupid. So what happened is when that dude I beat up, when he was not doing right, and the white teacher called the mama. The mama said she can't speak no English, so she got the Asian woman who speaks Spanish real good. And that's how when the Mexican folks say China, China, for Chinese woman, she writes you up. No, she ain't. That Asian woman said, "Don't you call? I'm not Chinese. I'm Japanese American." Oh, she get mad. Don't you call that woman Chinese? Don't you call her China? Baby, she knows Spanish too. You talk bad about her. She's a math teacher. She ain't play. So anyway, when another Mexican dude who was a schoolboy, okay, who was a darker Mexican dude, don't forget, he was a schoolboy back in elementary school, and he became a thug later on, a child thug in the 7th and 8th grade. So we was in choir classroom. We had a white lady, white lady, our choir teacher. And what happens? I say, you keep on picking on me, I'm gonna do my voodoo on you. So next thing, I ain't trying to let my folks know this woman called me. So what happened is she called my grandfather. My grandfather don't keep no damn secrets at one period of time. And my aunt tried to punish me for having this woman call me about situations. I kept everything on low. I ain't talking about the voodoo situation. So what happened was while me and the Asian woman, the Asian American woman that my teacher was talking, she said, that's demonic. You're not supposed to do that type of stuff. Now, in school that she ain't supposed to preach to your kids. Okay, but she did tell me on the phone, so I left voodoo alone. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. So that's how I know. But I did not know that like I said, when I left it alone, and then when I talk about the Able to DOVO, when I talk about did voodoo on him, next couple years later in '98, you're here when the white folks in our area walked left when we became mostly Hispanic school. They did a white flight. They did their own gentrification. So either in Kingwood or either in Clear Lake, them white suburban areas. That white dude who called me nigga, who had coons and coconuts to feed him in 3rd grade, and 5th grade, and 6th grade. It was 6th grade. He left our school district. He didn't go there anyway. Because as soon as 1991, when most Hispanics started moving, the white folks started going away. I don't forget them white Anglos, white folks started going away. Okay, and that's when I'm trying to think. When I graduated in '98, 20 years ago, only news I hear his name. I don't even mention his name because what I'm saying, he got killed in a car accident. Now I did know the spell was that doggone deep to the point because what I'm saying, and he didn't keep on picking on me in the 4th and 5th, but before it did, yes it did, because we had the Christmas play, um, him, a couple brothers, and Hispanic dudes was trying to see my underwear while we was trying to change in December 1990. Don't forget this mess. I don't forget this mess. I was sexual harassed in school. Okay? I'm trying to change, so when I never get, they told to bring the uniform. No, I changed at home. My grandma, when I was playing the elf number 4 in Shape of Santa. I forget the name of the Christmas play. And that Thursday, or that Wednesday, they had the boys dress up in one room. We had trailers outside for 5th grade classroom, okay? And in that trailer of that other teacher, she had short hair, but she was a white woman. And everybody, even my ex-girlfriend later on, the sister who bought my color, who part mixed with black and Mary, you know what I'm saying, the one that cheated me many times when I was in ninth grade, okay, in 11th grade. She said, "Oh, bald head, bitch, and everything." Because I forget that white came. She was mean. Ooh, that white was mean. She said, "Y'all stop talking out loud." So he had that short haircut, the rock set. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Short hair. It sounded like Tasha K hairstyle, blonde, and she's a big, tall white lady. So I never get that. Sister said, "Oh, bald head. I don't care what they are in fifth grade." When she left, I can't stand that old bald head, bitch. I forget. We were laughing. She'll come and talk me that way. My mama come out here. I'll get that back in the day. Woo! No, them 90s kids didn't play. You know. I'll forget them damn days. But anyway, so what happened is, yeah, she was a tall, big white woman, kind of thick, and she had curly perm, maybe her hair, but now she curly was short. You know how Tasha hairstyle? Remember the white women back in the day was cut their hair that short. It was like Roxette before Nita Baker was wearing their short hairstyle. They had that Roxette hairstyle. You know Roxette, Dress for Success, Could Have Been Love. Y'all don't talk about, no, not the mullet. No, not the mullet. No, they had this cut off. It was, you know what I'm saying? It was like what not college, what's her name? Molly Size wearing the hairstyle. Back in the 80s, you remember Roxette. If anybody know Dress for Success, what's the song? Should Have Been Love. You know, I know it could have been love. You know the song on Pretty Woman. Okay, the white woman. You know what I'm saying? What's the other song? Listen to Your Heart. Because I'm a big fan. Calling for you. Y'all remember that song? Listen to your heart. Take a listen. Y'all song. Okay, she had that hairstyle, but her, it wasn't straight. And she was tall, and she was mean. She had a little Missy Elliott, like a blonde Missy. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't forget the 80s. That's the 80s. That's a little short hairstyle the women wear back in the day. It was all women who had Hispanic, white, black, all type women wear this short hairstyle. Way before Anita Baker was wearing that short hairstyle. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm forgetting Sarah Jessica Raphael type of short hairstyle. Y'all know I'm talking about. Y'all know back in the 1980s and stuff. Y'all forgot the dog. I don't forget that mess. Anyway, but she was tall. And she came in, baby. She came in and she said, baby. Oh, she was mad. Oh, and I'll never forget. And she was my girlfriend then, but back later on, she said, you know what I'm saying? She said, that sister said, "Oh, I can't stand that old bald head bitch." I'll forget that back in 5th grade, 1990, right about springtime. Forget before we got to 6th grade, we went to middle school. I forget that old bald. Let her talk to me. I'll get my mama on her. Ooh, I'll forget that old white woman. Man, she was mean. Ooh, she was not teaching next door. Well, in her trailer, that's when during Christmas time, that's when them kids, that white dude, the couple white dudes, and some brothers, teamed on me trying to see my aunt. I forget. And that's why when I went home that night, I said, I'm gonna bring my. It was that Thursday night we had to show that. I wear my own uniform, my own costume. I ain't gonna change it now because I didn't want to be sexual harassed. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know these dudes when they're talking about download. If they have a nerve to be all sexual like that and they come out faggot, they let you know they're 19, they bisexual, okay, or gay, okay? Because why would they go as far as trying to see what you got between your legs? And all, you know what I'm saying? I don't forget that back in 5th grade. So let me get to the subject, y'all. The occult. Okay. That's how I know that stuff is deep, okay? It's very demonic. I did not know about it. You know what I'm saying? I saw, psychics, all over, not go to psychics, but saw on TV, the psychic, before Cleo came in the picture. Did not know until I became my Catholic, until I read my catechism and trying to get my first communion and said that this stuff was demonic. I didn't think that was demonic. I thought they're just, people went to, you know what I'm saying? So I did not know that, okay? About how, did not know that type of stuff, okay? And so I saw that, like I say, she's right. With Tasha, with Starmarie, it was demonic entity. And also I had demonic spirits attack me, not only with the occult, coming from ex-Protestantism, ex-Protestant, their personal interpretation. You have The devil don't want you to know the truth. He would get people within the true faith to make the faith look terrible. Like we're having a sexual scandal, he'll get the bad people to make the weeds to do anything to stop you from getting to the truth. Okay, and what Lovelyti was saying, it is right. Cause as soon as when I went back to almost becoming Protestant again, when I lost my faith, and I was a wild, kind of like a wild teen after I became Catholic, because there was no one guiding me in the faith. I had to guide my own self and do my own research about what I believe in after I joined. And there were, like I said, these older people from, whether it be any religion, they don't go in detail for young people to understand. That baby generation gets on my nerves. So when I had this white dude, this little Hispanic dude, who later on became gay, okay, when I met him in 2013, he was an evangelist, and I remember he always staring at me. He was an ex-Catholic. He flunked many times in school. He's from Austin, Texas, and he started attacking my faith in '97 because I was starting to become an adult. And I don't forget before Versace got killed. Okay, before Versace got killed, Princess died. I don't forget back in '97, and I started listening to that evangelical. So I know about the Trump campaign. How I know evangelical did with many Republicans. I almost didn't like Clinton because of their, even I found out he's a crook too, but because listen to the private evangelical radio station in 1997, and I still did not like it because it had different opinions on the scripture. You know what I'm saying? Which one was correct? How can you talk about the church and then they would make lies about the faith, about this and that, what they heard about the Catholicism, whatever, not going to people who actually know the faith? And one thing, the priests in the Houston diocese, they do a terrible job of trying to teach the faith in a biblical sense. Okay, I even tried to advocate that, and then when even I had a friend who's now a priest, I haven't seen him, he's Filipino. He almost left his faith. He grew up Catholic and became Protestant until he did research. And I used to go visit him at the Catholic store in the Southwest Side, and he's Filipino. And he told me straight up what it was. It was certain bishops in the, we were trying to get the Catholic apologetics in the churches. It was certain priests and bishops storm blocking the situation. But they want to know why that people don't go to mass anymore. You know what I'm saying? They want to know why this and that. And then when the sex was counted, they're very docile. Okay, instead of talking about the issues, they're trying to bring the converse back, the reverts back to the faith. They're very, very weak on that. They laugh at people's situations. Okay. And as I said, when the Pope came here to Houston, they were trying to get him to come to Houston. And I am definitely snitching on a lot of these priests. That's why I don't go visit, because I'll probably go, and I don't want to act a fool in God's house. You know how bipolar I am. I might act a fool, and when that's because I'm dealing with someone who's not. Because I'm an ex-prophet, I know what a false prophet is. Okay, when you have people within their own faith and you came from who make their own interpretation, and they will bully you with it, and they try to coerce you in it and force you in it. In Catholicism, they're not supposed to be going on. Like, for example, when the Pope said about the confessions, they're not supposed to be rude in the confessions. That's still going on in the Catholic Church in Houston. If you mention that you're going to tell the Pope, tell the Pope on these the Pope on these priests, they will tell you and beg you. Because I remember I told a Nigerian one in the Southwest, I go ahead and said Saint Thomas More on Hillcrop. I went there. Yeah, I went there. When he started talking, I was trying to get, and it was 2016, I'll never forget. I just came from Macy's, I'll forget. And I rode that 47 bus, and I'm about to go off on this man. Because, I don't like nobody yelling at me. And I mentioned that before, okay? The cathedral, that pastor, because a priest could be a pastor when he's assigned to a church. I do not like Father Lawrence. Him and the Hispanic old one who's very rude, the usher dude who's a army vet, that crazy PTSD fool, stupid Portugal and I see him on social media supporting Tommy Loren. Oh, I went there. Oh yeah, don't forget Good Friday. It wasn't a Good Friday in 2013 what he did. Yes, I don't want to act a fool in that doggone church. He started yapping and mouthing their mouth at me. And I told Cardinal what happened, and I snitched on they behind him on Easter. That's why they were looking with a sad face, because I will snitch on you when you talk to me rude. I don't play that mess. Now, so enough of that. When you start to go to the truth, a lot of the demonic people within the place of truth and outside will try to attack you, because the devil don't want you. He wants you to have turmoil and burden. Yes, you're going to have that. That's part of humanity. but not to initiate it as if you are the godly person. If you supposed to be the A2 of Psalms, you know what I'm saying? Can I read it in my Catholic Bible, college project, you know, Bible about the people supposed to be defenders of those who are weak and oppressed, not the defending oppressor. And that's what I saw within the diocese in Houston when it comes to, I don't know about sexual scandal, I'm talking about outside of sexual scandal, I'm talking about as in someone being a spiritual abuse person. Because I've been spiritual abuse when I was a Protestant. So when I said mess in the church, yeah, of course I ain't leaving the faith because it's the only church that Jesus found. However, within the church, it's time for us to kick these people out. And there's one thing about that you see this sexual abuse scandal going on. People back in the day still had the mentality, like in Protestant, conservative Protestant, children ought to be seen, not to be heard. Okay, you them with stupid baby boys. That's why I'm not a conservative when it comes to social and cultural. When you see hypocrisy of that children should be seen, not be heard, mentality. You know what I'm saying? I grew up as a when I see that, it's hypocrisy. That's why anybody can do anybody. So you hear about somebody sexually abusing somebody, kicking somebody, beating somebody up, you know, and doing mutilating, and children have no voice. And next thing, they come out with an ugly attitude and mental issues. Even in the hood, you see this mess. People trying to hold on to their old conservatives. Funny that they don't not get married with these baby mama, baby daddies, whatever, conservatively. But when they make these kids, instead of do a proper way of this and not experience syndrome, they will practice that children should be seen, not be heard mentality. Okay? And that's why these folks get away with that. I don't have the mentality. Yeah, there are children that lie. Not all children lie. But usually we should see people as people, and we should treat each other with respect, not because you have authority and a title. That's why you see all these cops killing and folks that support police besides racism. They believe that citizens should be seen, not be heard, and authority should be the one always talking and always right until it hits them in the butt. Look what happened in that turn, okay? You know what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, when I got my paddle by that old darker skinned brother who was a coon, who when the other white dude tried to fight me, him they laughed with old redneck assistant principal back in 1992 and lied to my grandma that I caused the problem when I didn't. Okay, yeah, they believe his story on me because they believe that children should be seen, not be heard. So if you believe in that mentality, of course anything's gonna happen. You're gonna have sexual abuse, physical abuse, whatever. And that's in any religion, any belief system, any institution where there's children around or anybody, even people who are adults. The people probably have employee abuse. They don't even looking at the character of the person. They're looking at them as a title. And that's why Trump is the president right now. Y'all want to know why? Because it believes that anybody has a leadership authority, regardless of their title, regardless of their character, the character is more important than their title. Okay? You know, in the private, talk about the person who's ruined, who's a bad person, ruined society. And also in the same Paul talked about in the 3rd chapter of First Timothy about the elders are priests, y'all, presbyteros, or how you say it in Greek, presbyters, that means priests in Greek, okay? The deacons, the bishops, they supposed to have a good character. If they don't have a good character, they should not be, you know what I'm saying? They should be rebuked for their bad character. He talks about that just why he rebuked Peter, who was the Pope, you know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of folks don't look at that. I do. So I don't care about your title. If your character now is no good, don't try to leave me. Let the dead bear dead. Hello, call like it is. So it could be a mom or whatever. If your character's not good, don't be no steward, don't be no authority, whatever. Whether it be civil, religious, whatever. Please not be there. Okay, that's the case. Make sense my dang authority if I gotta deal with that. Because they acting just like him. Okay? Point is, so I already know, not to bring out detail my situation, when it comes to this situation with Starmarie, when Lovelyti, it had us fooled. Okay, start with the way how she talks. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be my opinion. No offense to Starmarie. She came out as intelligent, not out of character, not wild out, whatever. And it made me and Tasha K, I don't talk Tasha K, but I do support her channel. Take her seriously, because she's 40-some years old. I mean, she's 39 like me, okay? I don't like the young people. Yeah, they did this, me, this, and that bitch and hold this and that. And you're like, oh, look at her character. You know what I'm saying? So she was able to do that. And Lovelyti is right. Remember I said in my video, how can she not know about Santeria? She's hanging around. I mean, if you hang around, if you that intelligent, you would do research. If you rank in terms of Spanish people, not all Latino people do Santeria. But if you was in that area in the Bible where they do Santeria, you should do this research. And I know about it. Um, I remember hearing about this in the 90s, okay? Because I didn't know about, I went to Blum Hispanic school, okay? And no one ever talked about Santeria. There are Mexicans who practice Santeria. Not all of them do, okay? I remember seeing the artifacts at the stores, whatever. And what happened is back in the 90s, a Puerto Rican girl was killed by her mother. The Puerto Rican girl, she passed for like a dark hair, curly hair white girl, but she was mixed. Most Hispanics are mixed, and she was very fair skinned. And it was on the current affairs, one of them stations. Y'all know I'm talking about back in the 90s. You might watch a hard copy, one of them. And what it was, the mother felt that the demon was into her and remind me of Whoopi Goldberg's character in Color Girls. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Remember Whoopi Goldberg? Remember Tom, not the one from England who's black and white. She played her sister who's out there holding around. Remember y'all watched the movie Color Girl with Jan Jackson? I watched that movie. Remember Whoopi Goldberg felt that the demon was in her and the light skinned girl, and she had to beat her and do all that stuff, and she had an abortion. That's how that Puerto Rican woman did that little girl. Okay, and she about my age. She was about a teenager. You know what I'm saying? She was good, straight student. Whatever they said, she was good. She didn't really wonder why her mother killed her. Her mother killed as a sacrifice because she really had demons. And I remember hearing about Santeria, and that was the only thing. Okay, then I'm a big fan of Latin music, so I remember in Caribbean music. So when I listened to Hana music in 1993. I also listened to Caribbean reggae music, and I started. Salsa music was not big here because mostly Mexican here in Houston, but they started playing some, especially like Salvadorians and other Latinos started coming here, and you have Mexicans who do like salsa music. Okay, you mostly have to hide on the thing. You're mostly Mexican music that was mainly Latin here in Houston. So on was it BET? They had the Caribbean Awards. And I remember Mi Tierra, but Boris Stefan was nominated as well. I remember the sisters called the United Sisters. Go ahead, Donkey. Yeah, I don't forget it. Donkey Dan, the Donkey Dan, go ahead, Donkey. And then I remember La India. That's the Princesa of Salsa. She's Puerto Rican. Remember her had beef with Brenda K. Starr in the Mariah Carey situation. Okay, she the one who used to sing freestyle, and she does that dance music. And this back in '93. Love and Happiness. And the songs she was saying, Aya Maya, and she said, pray to her, and then I'm like, who is she talking about? You know what I'm saying? And I didn't understand. I like the dance club. I'm a big dance club music fan. Okay, if I was in the '90s at 20 some years old, 30 years old, back, you know what I'm saying, early '90s, I probably been a club just club hopping dancing because I love that dance club. CC Music Factory, Black Box. They were lip singing to Martha Wash song. You know what I'm saying? Lyrics and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That dance mix, love and so love and happiness, and I started liking like India's music later on. But I didn't know she was talking about Santeria. Okay, and so. And I started listening to Saya Cruz, here and there whenever I saw Saya Cruz music on the Max or Control, whatever, in that salsa. Because I listened, I looked at Caliente too. Yes, I did. I watched it back in 94, 95 trying to learn Spanish. I looked at Universo Telemundo. I was listening to Selena. And actually, Selena Quintanilla, it was friends of, she's not Santeria. She's a Jehovah's Witness. She was Jehovah's Witness. But when Gerardo Rivera had the Quintanilla family, and it was just almost, and they had La India, who's Puerto Rican, she met Selena Quintanilla, and she talked about that too. Remember, she did a tribute to her, saying the Davis who got a song here in Houston. I was in Paso when they had a tribute to Selena at the NRG. Okay, so back in 2005, I was in Job in, and I remember she was singing the Davis who got con mi amor. So it's okay. She's a salsa version of it. Okay, La India did. Okay, don't forget this. La India was talking about Santeria in that song Love and Happiness. So when I did more research over the years, I said, dang, she into that. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember in the song, the performance at the Caribbean Music Award, she said, God bless. And I'm like, huh? You know what I'm saying? I was like, huh? Like, really? So when I did research on Santeria, what it was, and the history, when the bad Catholics, okay, who were the Spaniards, because they couldn't practice their bad behavior in Spain, went overseas, sound like chemistry, okay? They brought the Africans, they mistreat the natives, and they mistreat the Africans, okay? So the Africans who were Christianized, you know what I'm saying, they try to practice, some of them try to practice their religion. And black folks, the origin of race was about religion. Now, of course, Catholicism is not bad, but it was white people, even the Protestant ones, felt that the people of color who were not Christian was inferior, and they, since they had Christianity and Jesus, they were superior. Not knowing that the Jesus that brought Christianity, because remember everyone said, why did Christianity became big in Europe? Well, remember Jesus told his apostles to go teach to all nations. That's where it kind of comes from. Okay? And universal in Greek. And Peter went to Rome, 513 of First Peter. Okay, that's why the church, the Vatican's there, because of Saint Peter went to Rome. The idea of going to Gentiles, the Jews reject them. Well, it became big in Europe. Okay, and that's how Europe advanced with Christianity. So you see these other lands that's of not of color, they don't look like you. They live in private areas, they live off land. That's where the superiority complex came from. They believe in other gods, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they was able to, you know what I'm saying? It's not that the religion was bad. If you believe in falsehood and I believe in truth, but I have an evil heart, like Lovelyti said, people use bad energy in something that's in religion, and she's right about that. I can fool you since you don't believe. It's same thing with Isaiah 4:6 says, not Isaiah, it was Hosea 4:6 say, people suffer of a lack of knowledge. Many of those natives and Africans did not have knowledge of truth. The people who were white did. They was able to fool these people. That's what they did. So the Africans who were trying to keep their religion, what they would do would get the communion saints doctrine in the Catholic Church and hide behind it with their own African Euroshas and goddess and mix the two together, which is blasphemy, of course. But like I said, can't get mad when you have a false prophet, when you have a wolf in sheep clothing, Judases who are telling you what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not for a Judas is telling me right and wrong. I was talking about earlier, okay? I had Judases in my own family, okay? They can't be Christian, but they have a evil character. They have a wolf in sheep clothing mentality. So it scandalized these natives and Africans because they was practicing these other religions that get beaten by these people who are bad, who are the weeds in Matthew 13. You know, there's wheats and weeds. Now remember, in Europe, they don't know about this going on. Like I said, let's say I go overseas and do something bad. Okay, the back at home, I can't get away with that, right? But I can get away with it here because nobody can stop me, tell me what I'm wrong, whatever, and I get away. That's what happened in America. Okay, just like for doctors, the doctors you see on that Dateline, they go to overseas to Indonesia and try to sleep with them children. Okay, since they sadly legalized, let that happen, and they was prostituting kids, they can't get away with that here in the United States. It's the same thing. That doesn't mean that being a doctor is bad. No, it's the evil people who using their money, their power, their profession to do evil. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so they want to go over where it's a safe haven for them to get away. So the Americans, since they had nobody to tell, remember Christopher Columbus got arrested in Spain once they found out all the situation. That's why they was able to do it. And remember, many of those folks was coming from Europe, not everybody. You had bad people escaping their wrongdoing, like it happened in Australia. They had the bad criminals in Australia who did the operations wrong. These are people who could not get away with. And you got a question. They couldn't get away with it in Europe, for example, the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims were very violent towards Native Americans. They're violent towards Catholics too, and other Protestants too in Northern England. But while they were running from the other Protestants in Holland, were they bad people too in Holland? They caused problems? You gotta ask that question, okay? So a lot of folks don't understand. So the Africans use the ones who were involved in Santeria, use the Yoruba tribe, use their Orishas, their goddesses, their gods to mix with the community of saints doctrine. And that's when it became an idolatrous, okay? So, because we don't look at the saints as God, they're God's people. They're like angels. Remember, we become one of those like angels, and when you die, they're God's friends. They're the cloud of witnesses is what Saint Paul said in Hebrews. They are the people that Saint John said that pray for us. Yes, they do. So what people misinterpret what the mediator, and folks don't mean when he said that Jesus is a mediator, He is God and man. That's what it meant. But he does share his mediation to his people, meaning we pray for each other on this earth because that interpretation was correct. That means you cannot pray for me and I can't pray for you. Okay? So if you gotta put two together. So if they're praying in heaven, that's what we ask for them to pray because of the prayer of righteous man is effective. The people in heaven are already righteous. They're not sinners no more. They can't be with sin, especially moral sin in heaven. Nothing unclean go to heaven, right? So they're looking down at us and seeing. They ask, can you ask God? Ask Jesus in heaven to pray for me. Can you ask Jesus to pray for me? Pray for me, blessed mother, just like I asked you to pray. The reason why folks ask the saints to pray, they're righteous. Okay? A sinner on this earth is ain't righteous. I could have seen, you could have seen. I mean, if you say you're saved, not all saved will be saved. It's saying in Matthew 7. Okay? You know what I'm saying? But people, Lord, ought to go to heaven. So that's why you ask them for a prayer. And then watching, they big crowd wishing, and it's no different. It's how you communicate with dead. The difference between communicating with the dead is it was a Deuteronomy or number, well, those Torah books. That's communicating to do evil. You're asking God's people to pray for you. Okay, that's a different scenario. Jesus talked to Moses and Elijah when they was building tents. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about when Saint Peter asked, "Can I build a tent for you?" Y'all know what I'm talking about when they appeared to him. That's where we get that doctrine from. In the African slaves in the Caribbean, in other parts of Latin America, what they did, they mixed that with their gods. That's when they cross the line. Okay, that's why they say in the Catholic Church do not practice no voodoo, no santeria, no, like you have these folks and not all Mexican practice, but you see this in this comment, the Santa Muerte, the skeleton on there, and that's why you have these folks cutting heads off because they're praying to a demon. That's not part of our faith, okay? You know what I'm saying? Of course, demons are not part of our faith, of course. And they're asking these bad things to happen. So if you telling dope, whatever, and like I tell people, it's weird how anti-Catholicism became big in the 90s. But yeah, because remember, they went down and you understand CIA, Reagan, you got to put two together, and you don't take a rocket scientist. They went to those people who practice the Santeria, the Santa Muerte, the Palo Mayave, the Palo Santo, all in voodoo to sell their dope. The common people who are either good Catholics or Catholics who are not good, who go to church or just don't have it in their conscience, or Protestants, whatever, or just people who don't practice it, they can go to them to ask and sell dope for them to bring in the United States. Okay, so they went to them bad people. Donald Trump, they went to them people, okay, and met them people who have in their conscience do evil to bring that mess here. So they don't want to brought the bad hombres over here. The people who come across the border ain't these bad hombres that they trying to paint, but they went to them back in the 90s, the 80s to bring crack cocaine in the hood. Let's put it together. They went to them not just in Latin America, in Jamaica. I mean, you know what I'm saying, in the Caribbean. They went to them bad witch doctors who have it in their system to do evil. Come on, let's just call it like it is. And they were white, Christian, evangelical, Protestant people, okay? Who went majority in some white Catholics who they pushovers and went on trying to get their whiteness over their faith in Jews, okay? You know what I'm saying? Who went along with atheist ones, whatever they believe that who did not like people of color. Let's call it like it is. So it's weird that she not know that. So that's where this stuff comes from. And remember when they would try to, like I read in the story in Cuba, the Spaniards would let these African slaves, do their dance moves, whatever. They did not know someone was using that for Santeria, okay? You know what I'm saying? They did not know that. They thought they were just doing a culture thing, practice their culture. No, they were doing for Santeria, okay? And as I tell people, that's why Haiti is poor. Not only because the United States raped it before Hillary Clinton did, okay, economically raped them, but the province Haiti, and I'm not trying to defend Pat Robinson's racist claim about, because any hurricanes and earthquakes happen in other places. I mean, we had a hurricane in Houston, whatever, but they will say the same thing. We got racist people who say they're Christian here. You know what I'm saying? Who don't want people, who a lot of folks live on the bridges. You said that God made Hurricane Harvey destroy everything, and actually Hurricane Harvey hurt the rich, mostly rich, wealthy areas. Okay, not too much. It did hurt the hood, but not too much the hood. It the rich, wealthy areas in the west side. Okay, it ain't no lie about that. Okay, don't guess no Hurricane Harvey. Yes, There's no white privilege. I can't teach people. Unlike the Abaya show, white supremacy is not gonna stand long. The more you keep believing it ain't gonna stay long, the more it stays. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between me and the Abaya show. I try to find a solution. He tried to dominate and whatever. I'm gonna go in detail to make a video about that. So, because I do believe that white supremacy, white racism, and racism period, not because it's a human entity. It can always be sin on this earth, but not the same doggone sin. Okay, come on, long until the God come back, Jesus come back. Okay, let's be real. Okay, and one thing in the Catholic, we do believe in the end. We don't believe in determining the end of the world. Only God does that. Okay, let's call that's the difference. Okay, all right. We read Revelations in Mass. Okay, about the Lamb. That's the Mass. Okay, the sacrifice of the blood of Jesus Christ. Okay, unlike the process. I remember hearing my grandma say, "Folks were scared to read Revelations." No, the idea of calling the blessed Mother Queen Mary because of those crowns, trials, stars in Revelation 12. Okay, the iron rod, the child, that's Jesus. Okay, the blessed mother, she is our mother because she's her offspring is the one who witnessed to Jesus and follow God's commandments. Revelation 12:17. Come on. Okay, so that's a symbolism. It's not it's not false, but if interpreted literally, it's a false interpretation. When they say 1,000 years, that is a number symbol for a long time, not literally. This the 12 stars on that crown of the Blessed Mother in Revelation 12 represent the 12 apostles. It's weird because when the Blessed Mother did come to and go to Mexico and met San Juan Diego, it was on 12, and they celebrated on 12/12, which is December. In December, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. In the 12th chapter of Revelation makes a lot of sense. Okay, so anyway, I could be wrong, but it seemed to me it's similar to that. But anyway, so point is, in the devil, one thing to be about people bash the Blessed Mother, that's not them being godly. The Blessed Mother never was liked by the Satan. Ever since Genesis, where it says the separating in the empty you and the woman, that woman is the Blessed Mother. So God had a plan that Jesus is going to come on this earth and have the mother. The reason why we honor the Blessed Mother, all generations call her blessed in first let's see, chapter 1 48 of Luke. That's why you see the Blessed Mother pictures all over. That's our mother. And remember why she's given honor because she gave us our Savior. Of course, God did, but He made her in order to have Jesus, our Savior here. Okay, that's all it is, our Lord and Savior. Okay, so of course, in Jesus, and we emulate Jesus. God, He loved His mom. Of course, you know what I'm saying. And you can always remember the Blessed Mother because he had no earthly father. He looked like His mama. Okay, it's called he got it for His mama. Okay, it's called it is. So anyway, so. And, you know what I'm saying? So it really makes sense, and I do believe the Lady Guadalupe story. It does because of the bad spirits what they're doing wrong to natives, and it took the Blessed Mother come over there and woke when she went to the Native American. She came out darker. I do believe that story. Remember they had apparitions in the Bible. They had the in Matthew. I forgot what it said, but the saints come out the graves and appear. Yeah, y'all talking about if y'all know. I forgot what verse that is in Matthew, and then also too I mentioned Elijah and Moses appeared to Jesus, and then there's an Old Testament saints. Okay, and saints means holy ones in Greek. Okay, santos. Okay, yeah, that means holy ones in Greek. Okay, in Latin. So anyway. So point is, they mix that with their own gods. That's why it's forbidden in the church to practice that because the only one God, Jesus Christ. Okay, the reason the spirits, well, that's one body in Jesus. Nobody, no need to separate the body. No death, no proud principalities. You know what Saint Paul said in Romans. So that body is connected with us on earth, the church triumphant, and also in heaven. Okay, there's no death separated. So they are our family in heaven. Okay, they are watching us. They with Jesus. They see Him every day. That's why folks ask them for when they say prayer, they don't mean worship. That's a Protestant interpretation of that. It means to ask. Okay, and that's why you see miracles. You see all these miracles performing. because the prayer of a righteous man is effective in James chapter 5, I think 15, 17. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So if you in heaven, you got no sin, your soul, another unclean go to heaven, what St. John said in Revelation, you already seeing, you go in your, it's like I said, you can't say they're not praying because in chapter 5 in Revelation, chapter 8 in Revelation, they do pray for people on this earth. So that's what, so our highest form of worship in the Catholic Church is communion. It's not prayer. When the so-called reformers left the Catholic Church, started making their own interpretation, they made prayer as a highest form of worship because they didn't believe in the Eucharist. They believe it's a symbol. It's not a symbol. It's the real presence of Jesus when at the altar. Okay, and that's why. So that's the whole reason why that. But when they started mixing, we had bad prophets, weeds in the church who did these slaves wrong, they took it upon themselves to mix their religion with Catholic Christianity. And that's where you have Santeria, voodoo, or whatever. Okay? And that's why you have Protestants. They be idol worship. Excuse me, our house of worship is God Almighty on the altar. That's why on every time we have Mass, we have communion. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot go to take communion just like in every church can. You have to come clean. Okay? That means free of sin, especially mortal sin. Okay? You go to confession. You say we confess to another. Excuse me, to confess to another and pray one in chapter 5 of James. Okay? Also, too, in Matthew chapter 9, Jesus did give authority for men to forgive sins. And you know what I'm talking about? And also, when he was in chapter 20 of John, when he laid his hands on the apostles, and remember, our church was found by Jesus apostles. That's why we believe apostolic cessation. I don't see how people can miss that. If the church is founded by Jesus and his apostles, why would you reject that church and go to some man-made church? And that's what Protestant is, a man-made interpretation of the Bible. Okay, it's a man-made church. You put it, that's what confusing. They put their own feelings and their own opinions, and that's why. And even when you go look for a church, you have a yellow page of different churches because there's that prophet or that person that found that particular religion made their own interpretation of the Bible. That's why I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? So in the Bible goes against that in Second Peter chapter 1 and also chapter 3. Okay, I know I'm talking about my favorite two favorite verses in the Bible. Okay, so and as what Saint Paul said, the church is the pillar of the foundation in First Timothy chapter 5:13. Okay, five no chapter 5. Second Timothy chapter 3:15. Excuse me, 3:15. First Peter chapter First Timothy chapter 3:15. The church of living God's true foundation. He's talking about the church that Jesus founded in Matthew 16 that Peter brought to Rome. Okay, that's why I would never leave that church. Even though I'm on Gold Church, I still pass by and say, I wish the bad folks in there would go away so I don't have to deal with that because I ain't trying to get ratchet and ugly in God's house. I don't care if you got a cloth around your neck, you do wrong or it is on. Okay, I ain't trying to do that. Okay, so point is, we are about this up. That's what Santeria got in the slavery days, colonial period of time in Latin America. And because they saw bad prophets, bad people who were white racist people, who were Spaniards who did wrong, it scandalized them, throw it to a sea mentality on these people. And so they said, well, forget, we're going to mix their religion, which actually it was a black man made Jesus, okay, you know what I'm saying? Jesus was darker than me, okay? And but white folks advanced in it. Okay, that's kind of like it is when they went to the Gentiles, okay? When the Jews rejected them. And then it mixed this pagan religion from their own tribe, okay? And that's when they mixed the two together and made their own religion. And that's why you have some Hispanics who know that mixed background, whether it be African, Native mixture, they will try to say this is part of our culture when they don't understand. Like one via talking about Zia Banks, who practiced Santeria, they said this is the same belief system in your religion that led black folks into slavery. That's very true. They had no knowledge of Jesus. They know no knowledge of these people was wicked, okay, and it was twisting of their own faith. Talking about those white Europeans, And the other Africans who sold them for money, they believe in this religion too. They believe he was treated like less than. So when people say Catholics, well, it was Africans who were not even Christian or Muslim or whatever. They sold their own people for money. So they're gonna talk bad about Muslims or African religions too. They call it is. So they was involved in it too. Okay, that's all it is. You had Jews, you had white Protestants. Okay, involved in the slave trade. You had all. It was greed. It was just greed. That was the bad thing. It was the love of money rule all evil. Okay, so when they did that, like I saw a video about Isaiah Banks, shout out to that YouTuber, it's the same religion that led black folks into slavery. And he's actually telling the truth. They had no knowledge of what's right and wrong. They believe in gods. Some believe in God. In Africa, y'all see on Discovery, we give their babies to alligators. Okay, I saw a Discovery Channel when my grandfather was like, who these Negroes give? I know my grandfather was saying, these Negroes giving their babies to an alligator. The alligator was a god. So if you believe the alligator is a god, and someone believe in the real God, but they don't act like the real God is godly people, of course they can fool you to anything. Okay. You know, like you know, if you know think you know business, but you know how to do business, but person do the business in order to do it right to fool you. That's how it goes. So anyway, that's why. And so going back to the historical part of this situation about in the religious part, the esoterical video, I give out my props to Miss Lovelyti. She is correct. It was a spiritual entity when she said the phone and stuff. And shout out to her about the video about Beyonce. I'm not saying Beyonce is part of witchcraft, but if you have your husband involved in that, woman involved in that, that does seem scary. And I think that it is getting to the point. It's that people exaggerate these stories that get me upset about these Illuminati claims. They once again put their own personal description, but when I start to see factual stuff, remember I said in my videos, unless you see me go to see a temple of Beyonce doing some stuff or whatever, I believe it. I don't buy it based on lies, based on exaggeration. I don't like that stuff. Okay, it's like that about the Cosby trial. I said I was undecided, and I'm not on either Cosby side or some of the victims, where they be victims. Because some of them could have been wise enough to take no pill for nobody. Not to say it's their fault, but let's be real. I'm not taking a pill of nobody. If I don't care if I trust them or not. They might try to kill me, take my money, whatever. You just got just common sense, but it's still wrong for him to rape them, whatever, and put Spanish fly, whatever. So both of them had folks trying to get money who were thoughts of Bill Cosby. So that's why all this exaggeration and racism, it confuses people. And I'm like, facts. I don't want to hear all that stereotypes and all that other crap. So when Lovelyti talked about that, about the Beyonce claim, I'm going to say this even though it's not part of the video, and it's esoteric. Kim Thompson could be correct, but if you're going to a cult, you're inviting that bad spirit. And I kind of believe that when I bought that bad spirit, when I started messing with voodoo, you know what I'm saying, coming from the bad interpretation of Christianity, it was too much to deal with. The next thing, I was cursed. Yes, I went to church of truth, and then next thing you had bad problems, and you're young, you don't know how to deal with that. And you start to walk away from the faith, and you start having folks attacking your faith. It brought me back to my faith. Start reading the Bible. I was scared to read the Bible, but my Catholic Christian faith, my Catholic apologetics, led me to start opening the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Even simple, I still search my scriptures on my phone because I have the Bible on my phone. I have a Catholic what do you call it, app where there's access to the catechism, the Bible, prayers, or whatever. And when I have problems with the hood here and all my business, I do pray the Psalm 91. And I was praying Psalm 91 way before my grandma talked about, because I was praying against her when her and my grandpa were doing me wrong. Okay, Psalm 91. Okay, and people around, because when I had anti-Catholicism, spiritual entity back in the late 90s. I'm not too much famous because I had an anti-Catholic talent agent, okay? One who let me do the work with Terrence Howard when he was doing the movie King of the World at Asher Hall. And he worked with Selena's fan, the movie Selena and other pictures as well before he has own. And he's very anti-Catholic and evil. And try to be holding down. But yeah, you talking about your religion, but you got rappers talking about bitches and hoes and niggas and fucking all that cuss here. But that's what he promote in his talent agents, okay? His old brother. And his talent agent, he mad because he not prospering. Of course, it's racism, but you're not prospering if you own the bus. It's been 20 some years. So, and a lot of things. So I started working with that town agent. And what got me when people attacking me, spiritual forced interpretation Bible, it felt like the old Bible Belt in the early 60s and stuff coming in. When I started having that, I started praying my rosaries, praying my Psalm 91 and Psalm 09 when I got false accused or whatever. Researching prayers online, whatever. Start doing Bible researches on, what I'm saying, and examining processism, examining whatever. And that was in my 20s, early 2019, in 2000 and stuff. And I remember buying stuff on my credit card. Even I wasn't working, my grandfather was paying a bill, buying books about my faith, and not being scared to read the scriptures like I used to be scared. I was surprised, okay? Then it was on their side when actually I found that a lot of stuff that these folks do ain't all that right. So, especially my grandmother, so she can't debate me, so she wanted to kick me out when I went switching with her without cussing. I didn't ever cuss her out, but without getting into a heated argument, December 23rd, 2007, she tried to keep me out in the cold because before my grandfather had died, and I, what I'm saying, and my dad got into it. Yeah, his mother, okay, got into it, okay, he cussed her out. So I said he was wrong, but I said she was wrong all these years. And when she tried to use the Bible verses, I knew Bible verses to bunk her back, and she tried to kick me out. Yeah, that's how I knew. And I saw the ugly, evil person that I knew that was behind all this person. It really came out. That night before Christmas, don't forget, I didn't even get mad. I kept my cool. And then someone just told me, yes, when you would listen to those people down here being silly and job coaching and go visit her, stay with her, they were setting you up to fail. Okay? Because when I was in Job Corps, they would tell me, "Why don't you go back home and go take care of it?" I'm like, "Please, God, my business. I want to tell you that they have me nigga also. You know what I'm saying? Leave my business alone. You know what I'm saying? Not your business. No nigga also. They have me in paz. You don't want to tell those folks, the Latino folks in the David Cross, leave my business alone. You're not going what I'm going through. Leave me alone." When I came back in 2007, I said it's a voodoo curse. It was. When I came back from El Paso, Texas to Houston, all the things that start to bother me that I try to get away from, it started to happen again. It got worse. When I started to get more religious, and this is the reason why I don't take medication anymore. When it bothered me in 2001, right after 9/11, I started to be more religious. These white men, MHRA, by being top, gave me medication. I was hyper religious, and that I was because I quote scripture. And these white men, they wasn't even. You can tell they wasn't even Catholic. I started debunking a lot of things they were saying. And white people who are racist do not like to see a smart brother, even though we are mixed and we're mixed with them. They don't like to see that. They see me as a fit with that black DNA. When I debunked them and used scripture verses, because I was reading my scriptures at the time, so I was around about now, let them forget this. They put me on medication. That medication made me slow. It slowed me down to the point that I couldn't defend myself if I was attacked spiritually. I didn't want to pray no more. You know what I'm saying? And then I got, this, you know what I'm saying? And people try to say, that's part of life. You got to accept, you know what I'm saying? Here these people trying to make you go through burdens. So anytime I see a person, and then my doctor, who was always a Catholic as well, but a corrupt one, who was Creole and Italian, because I know his background, who can lie and pass white 10 years ago, he put me on Invega. I was a hardworking person in my jobs. I started to slow that process down. That's why that dark skinned sister in 2011 had a issue with me working and working over my hours, not to get the job done because that medication slowed me down. That's why right now I have a new doctor who's white, and I can care less about them getting me off MHRA because you're not helping me get my financial status up. You're not helping me trying to get my life together. They want. That's why they want to mind control. Thank you. They want to mind control the body. Thank you, sister. You actually right. They want to mind control the body, put medication, and then I found out this dude is not a good Catholic dude. Talking about the one who was in Creole and Italian. This dude is crazy. He's bipolar, schizophrenic, because one of the sisters in this area tell her business, who a doctor who cussed him out back in the early 2000s before they moved from the Ripley house. I'm forget to tell all the business. Um, but she's older than him. She went hood on him. She found from one of that redneck dude that was my assistant before I had the Nigerian one. Don't forget this, y'all. Don't forget this at all. They tried to mind control me with medications. Okay, they didn't want me to take no herb medication, and so when I snitched on my doctor in 2014, him and that Nigerian talked to me crazy. There's nothing about the spiritual esoteric stuff. This problem is, and he yapping at me rude. I dealt with his behavior, his bad behavior from 2008 to August 2014. I got off the medication in Vega. When I started to defend myself, that's when he put me on Geodon. I had diarrhea. That's why I had colonoscopy. I don't forget this. You know what I'm saying? I wonder a man who could. Yeah, so they don't want to see it's a mind control and in psychology. Psychology is supposed to help the person go through things. I wish my doctor was that Arabian woman when I almost got arrested for defending my neighbor and I was off the medication. And she said at being taught it was social stuff. My doctor never told me it was social. He was trying to say it was genetic or whatever. And every little event that I said was going on in my family, he tried to gaslight that. This was who's Creole and Italian who's passing for white. Okay, who are passing for white. Okay, I know he because when that sister, the dark skinned sister said, "Where did you get that good hair from?" Why would Italians say my people from Louisiana? That means you got black and you good hair. Okay, you know we don't use that word for white people. We use people Africans. You know what I'm saying? So, because everybody think he Mexican. He's very rude. They said this dude goes to New Orleans, get drunk every Mardi Gras, so he's not living good. And when I see him at church a couple times when I go visit in the past, he had an ugly attitude. So he, and even when I told a priest this, the priest, a white priest, told me this man was wrong. I said, yeah, I know he's wrong, okay? I said, find me somebody with sense in the church, because you don't want to meet those people in church because they're trying to go along with the culture. That's what the problem. Go on the culture and then use doctrine within the culture, not doctrine over culture. You get my point? Okay. So point is use a doctrine to change culture. No, they use culture with the doctrine. Okay. So anyway, so when he put me on the medication, that's how I know about this esoteric stuff. I started to fail. Economic default. I started letting my grandma talk to me crazy. I wasn't defensive. People were saying this is part of life. We all hurt and pain, but when someone else goes to pain, it was always in their rescue. And I saw that hypocrisy. Well, why are they not telling mine? I love you. Love is not the real injury. So when I put me on medication, and I was defensive, and it's weird that this dude who's a born Catholic did not know his faith. That's when he got started being scared. He tried to act like there was nothing as anti-Catholicism. I'm like, dang, what have you been? You know what I'm saying? And you got money does protect you on a lot of things. Okay, you have money to protect yourself, have your own self-sufficiency. You ain't living with nobody who to get your faith, whatever. However, you should be aware where you go, what's your surroundings, right? This dude was and so when I started seeing the behavior that my family was doing to me, this man do to me, that's why I tried to get rid of him. They had a white looking lady who's from Egypt, who's my doctor in 2014. She saw the defensive mechanism I had, and she said she gave it back to my other doctor. I said, no, I don't want medication because I'm trying to get me a job. I'm trying to get my life together. I don't need no medication to slow me, make me oversleep because I was late many times at work because the medication will make me oversleep. Okay? Especially taking on, but whether you're coming from work, coming from somewhere at 11 o'clock at night, you take medication, you end up being late for work. And I don't even get a social security check. I don't get an SI check. I've been denied by 3 times. The first time denied in 2004 when I was in El Paso, Texas. Denied in 2011. Denied in 2014. And then they finally contacted me in March for SI and gave my old address when I had the mildew. I had to contact them and go all the way down there with Al Green, Judge Al Green office at right there on 610 to try to get them to change that and also see what's going on. They said the paperwork, they ain't got my paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So, point is, they ain't got my paperwork yet. So I haven't. They've been denying me SI. That's why I'm economic default. So the defense mechanism, they don't like that part when you are defensive and you're not gonna allow them. So they try to you play victim. How can you play victim when you're being a victim defending yourself? Victims be victims by being victims and allow them to be victims and allow it to continue. When you fight for your freedom, that's not playing victim, okay? So they forgot I read psychology too. I was reading psychology when I was 13 years old. I asked, and so you know what I'm saying, Like these are not the people here I see face to face. These are people who believe in that culture, trying to be in psychology and trying to twist someone's mindset and control in order to get them back to where it used to be back in the day. I know that's a little game, okay? My aunt took psychology. She know how to manipulate me, but when I get spiritual and attack her with the spiritual thing, ain't no voodoo that I pray against what she's doing. That's why she can control me no more, okay? So they want to control people, manipulate. Sad people go and take psychology to control people, not to help people. That goes on. They want their old school way to. They want the young people like myself, who's about to be middle age, to revert back to when they was growing up as kids. That was this whole thing is. Okay, when children should be seen, not be heard mentality. Let the authority walk on you like a dog on doormat, not discern no one's behavior. That's what they want to go back. They want their own racist stereotypes to be in you. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly. When you start being spiritually and you're in the church of truth with the Jesus found the Catholic Church truth, and you start to debunk these people's claims, you know what I'm saying? And you know them Bible verses, they get mad because my grandma turned to a monster that night. Okay, she turned to a demon. Okay, it is before my grandfather died. And I revealed it was not to be messy, but she was saying why my dad was so evil to her. I said, yeah, because what you do to him, he did to us. And I said, in a nice way, I didn't get mad, I ain't cuss, I'll talk to her. I said, I ain't even yelling at you. And she's like, God. She acted to an evil. So every time she say something, she loved me, I know it's a lie. Okay? Because she wanted her dominion. And remember, let you know, yes, her parents were Eastern Star and also Muslim. Not Muslim, I mean Mason. Okay? So that's how I know. My grandfather was a Gnostic. Okay, was a former Church of God Christ, never been baptized, but was a Gnostic when he fought in Korean War and came back. That's why it was so chance that my dad tried to become a Muslim. Later on became an atheist. That's why I know about the Nation Islam, whatever. He never joined them, but I know a lot about because he was trying to get me involved in that mess, and that's why you see how I'm very anti of that, okay? So especially when I start seeing contradictions of what fight for freedom and all this other stuff, and not trying to have someone have their freedom, whatever, I know that you're not for the people. So remember I couldn't eat pork, okay? But my grandparents let me eat pork because they was ahead of the house, so he wasn't, okay? So point is, I see how the different beliefs came in and messed my life up. And thank God I saw the one. When my dad was very anti-Catholic as well, and also anti-Christian as a whole, because he doesn't like any Christianity, but it of Catholicism. And I never forget when he started to stalk my life, very violent and be abusive as well. As around my grandfather's funeral and after, I prayed for him to stop doing that. That's when one night when I was working at the welfare office on Telephone Road doing temporary work, I was asleep. And then Vega was not that Vega that the doctor gave me did not enforce too much damage until later on. And I was asleep. I did not know that my cousin, my step cousin, and my grandma and him got into it. And they got into it and she kicked him out. It was storming late night. Cause right after, cause in Revive, he got scared because I called loss on him. We both actually shot at 9. We both called loss on him on July of 2008. What happened is my cousin messed up accidentally messed up the yard with the cut of grass, the lawnmower, and my dad started acting rude, evil towards him. So I broke up the fight that was about to happen because my grandma was trying to go to her former, her relatives, our relatives, our sister, her sister, one who has a judge as related to my cousin. That's my cousin was a judge. That's his grandma. She died that year. You know what I'm saying? And she had a potato salad ready, and this is her house. I broke the fight up between my cousin, his nephew, and him. He threatened to hit me. So I told her about it, and so she told me to call off, which I had no problem because I got tired of his violent behavior. Because when he said I want to kill him, because the idea of killing is not it's wrong to kill your parents, but no one's there protecting you. In the law, will try to use a stupid, especially white supremacist, Protestant evangelicals, will use a stupid opinion as in religion as to use a judgment of behind the case. Because we had a one try to use the same thing, but then he did tell my dad he cannot control me or my cousin. We're over the age of 18. Okay? And so, and even them two got in debate, my grandma and Nick White cop, about religion. Anyway, outside. So, point is, when she said the law should call law on my father, that's when he got kicked out. Okay? Out of her house. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to maintain the house way, because after his dad, my grandfather, had passed away. And remember reading these stories, that's when I know all the spiritual, esoteric stuff happened. And every time I try to get a job, you knew that the devil was using these people. That's why I said that I didn't care about Hurricane Harvey. Folks get victimized by Hurricane Harvey, because you had the wealthy people, or people with money, saw someone who's poor trying to get their life together, who didn't want to be no welfare, no food stamps, all these little stupid stuff they try to say. They were using every little excuse to keep them in the bottom. But when something natural knocked their little nice house up, of course, run wish evil, that's why I didn't feel sorry for them people, because that's what they did to me. You know what I'm saying? So, point is, that's why that I knew these spiritual demons were trying to act like they were on God's side, making their own interpretation or excuse within the Catholic Church, because I had some priests. Well, they did not know what they're doing, and and Jesus said, "Forget those who don't." They don't say that about those who commit abortion. You know what I'm saying? If I go have a random sex, they don't have them mentality about forget those who forget. You know what I'm saying? So they pick and choose, and this is indifference. You know what I'm saying? If it's not of the faith, it's considered indifference, because heresy is schism, which is a false prophecy in the call of the Catholic Church doctrine. So why are you defending people who don't like the church, who attack people in the church, who use their attack against their son, their nephew, their whatever, but you're saying that I should respect them, and they do not know what they're doing, and you don't even want to give me help. Now you see why I'm going. You know what I'm saying? You trying to act like, and you going everything against what Matthew 25 said about, if I can't visit me, you come visit me, whatever Jesus said. Everything, okay? So when I saw this demonic behavior from these people in our family, they're rude and crude. You can tell by the content that it was the devil trying to get me back on his side. He did not like the fact that I joined the church that Jesus founded. He didn't like the fact that I had the truth there, and he was trying to get bad. And in the same year, I forget, that when you start seeing these anti-Catholic stuff, they had bashed the Le Guadalupe Day on Houston Post, 2007. I forget that, saying it was they was rushing the mirror. They don't rush the mirror. They were honoring her. Then you had all these people, because when I started going back to church, that's when all this stuff started. When I was not going to church, of course, everything was normal. Okay? It was bad, but normal. When I started going to church, started taking the communion, then you had the devil. It is no different in the book of Revelations, when it said that the Blessed Mother, when the serpent, the dragon, it goes away. She goes away. You know what I'm saying? Because never, and that's one thing we call the Blessed Mother the snake killer. Remember Genesis? You know what I'm saying? The head of the snake. Okay. And so I never forget, when I don't say my prayers, when I don't ask for intercessions, that's when all this bad energy started to come in. And when I would bring up these verses in the Bible to these psychiatrists, they was put on their thing that I was hyper religious. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, trying to stop me from there. It's so funny, but it's not what they believe in religion. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? And they was trying to control my mind and body. Then you had the fake Catholic who go get drunk on every dog you know what I'm saying, who don't follow the faith, whose schizophrenic disorder and bipolar, and who is very evil and rude, and at the image art clinic, and anyone knows who will work at image who I'm talking about, because he has an ugly attitude, to the point that when you see him at the store, because he many times at certain stores can say, well, you want to beat the crap out of him. He's using pills and stuff and misdiagnosing you, because when I told him I heard spirits, I didn't actually hear spirits. It was like God sent me a message that I'm gonna get you out. Okay. He took it as me hearing voices. But when I was on in Vega, I did hear voices. Okay. When I was on the drug in Vega, I was scared. I was paranoid. Especially when you have a grandma wolf and she close and talk to you crazy, and your mom and your dad. All these people who say they love you, but they're going to get everything against First Corinthians chapter 13 about love. They're being rude, cruel, and correcting in kindness. They evil, they want to do violent things to you. This is not godly attitudes. These are wolf and Chicago attitudes. So it made you docile. It made you scared. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I distance myself. And they, you know what I'm saying, from this family of mine. And they talking about they love, yeah, well, they love to have the power of controlling me. It's not the actual meaning of love. Okay, and as I said about the vibe show, it's about loving somebody under your power. You want the bad, you want the white people to do wrong to that person, so they can you can do a situation corrosion on them either by force or situation corrosion. Tell them, well, you see, he had no, what he had to lose. It's no sound like a Trump, and yeah, well, excuse me, we had to lose. We the Republicans say I'm poor. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got money in Republican state Texas. You know what I'm saying? And the Reebok folks don't have. We got folks in Houston in them tents down there in 59 in Midtown in a Republican state. Okay, I don't care if it's Democrat Party running this. No, we have, if that's the case, if the Democrat Party had their agenda very strong here in Texas, why every time when a brother or a Latino dude, a Latino brother gets in trouble with law, here come these racial comments. And not just for white people, from Hispanics and African American people. So if it was a very liberal area, you wouldn't have that mess going on as extreme measure of it. Okay, thank you. So when you using forces against something that's strong, that's already there, it's people trying to gatekeep that in your life. And then when we're afraid they lose it, they afraid to lose the power of it. So they do anything to get violent, they get savage like, they do anything to try to stop someone from growing. It's about maintaining their power on that person's life. They want that person to remain in that state. It's a force. So if I wasn't, it's weird because I thought, and I self doubt when I was in a Paso, Texas. I said, well, I'm gonna be able to take care of myself. I'm gonna go home when I finish my year in Job Corps because I 2 years in Job Corps in college program. If I would have had a mindset of believing myself to the point that I could able to maintain my own and have my own stuff, I would be in this situation. I'd probably be blossoming. Probably when I be living, I'd probably live in New York where I wanted to live to. But I thought I doubted myself. The mind determines your life. I doubt myself due to what I was brainwashed to by my family and those around me, and that led me going back to the house of hers, the house of hell of my grandparents. So that's how I knew, in the family members. That's how I know that esoteric stuff that Lovelyti is talking about is a spiritual entity. And then when I started going back to church and started doing right, and then you had bad folks within the church and bad folks outside that hate it are attacking you. And I never forget this too. I used to go visit the barrio a lot um, in Second Ward. And a lot of folks like you had bad stuff that happen in the African American community, you had bad stuff happen in Hispanic community. And I always say the two P's that hurt the Hispanic community was Protestantism and paganism. You had Pentecost church make their own interpretations, and you had the what's that marketplace? Um, what's it called? I can't think. The botanical, whatever. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about with the Santa Muerte, and you had these two entities in a weak Catholic system where the folks ignore these topics. And I've talked to people about this, about apologetics. They will try to shy away. It's not just the parishioners; it's the folks within the clergy who don't want to take time. They didn't sign up to be lazy. You know what I'm saying? So that's and I call them lazy priests. They are lazy priests. If they're not out there evangelizing as they're supposed to be doing and trying to get people in the faith, they don't have to force your way, but do it in a voluntary way and be an example of the Father. Saint Peter said in the first chapter 5, First Peter chapter 5, 1-3. Then you draw people in. But no, they want to be lazy and they want to act a fool when it's time to act. When they think it's time to act a fool or whatever. And I've seen this behavior and gaslight these people's problems, and they, you know what I'm saying, and they don't want to attack. And I remember when I visited the cathedral before, that old rotten pastor at the cathedral downtown was there. And I'll never forget, there was a priest, they were talking about anti-Catholicism. Right after Mass, they had a discussion, I forget, or like in March 2007. So the priest is from up north. He not used to the so-called Bible Belt South. And these folks, it was an integrated crowd, African American descended people, Asian, Hispanic, white. It was a mixed crowd, okay? Because the cathedral is very mixed, okay? And they was telling this white priest that these anti-Catholicism were going on. People talking about in the media, this and that, about the sexual whatever. And this dude said, well, it's not a bad thing. This was the reason why you had the problem. Well, where I'm from, and so when I got there, y'all know I have a strong voice. I said, excuse me, you some no offense, you supposed to be out here, and everybody like, yeah, what's wrong with this dude? And I never forget, yeah, I said, excuse me, we don't live in. I said, where you from? We don't live where you're from. This is a evangelical, a Protestant area. I went hard on this without no cursing because you can't cuss in church. I told her, I said, excuse me, you probably out there, this and that, you know what I'm saying? And everybody like, hey, who this dude? Who this brother here? And I brought Bible verses and everything. You probably teaching this stuff in our church. And this and then this dude was like shocked because they live in a comfort zone. You got priests who live in a comfort zone. They don't go outside of what they've been taught. And they follow their old school. And one thing y'all don't know, I have a lot of issue with old school people where we pride they're very stubborn, and their stubborn behavior goes on their kids. They ignore their kids or ignore the young people's concerns and care about their own concerns and gaslight. They know more than everything when they also human and don't know every doggone thing either, okay? So when I started mentioning it, they're like, dang, you sure know a lot. And I said, yeah, I dealt with the anti-Catholicism, I dealt with the abuse and mistreatment. I dealt with people distorting scriptures for abuse. And these priests like that do not care about that. They should not be, and actually should not be in the priesthood. If you don't care about your parishioners, okay, yo, I know you have a phone call. We'll talk. It's gonna be recorded, so you can watch. Okay, if you don't care about the parishioners, you don't care about their concerns. You're gaslighting. You defending the oppressors of their concerns. You know what I'm saying? You don't care. You're sitting trying to sit in your seat trying to look pretty. You know what I'm saying? And then you want to act ugly so feel like you're powerful. I can just discern that many times. So, not to change everything of the subject video, everything that I'm talking here was eschatological. It was a spiritual attack on me for trying to go closer to the higher power as possible. In the church, even when a Avaya show did a spiritual attack on me, not no voodoo whatever, when he started bashing my faith, see what turn around, and I tell people who bash the faith, you have to be very careful with it, okay? That's true. Not that God bashes you, but see what happened. Once I unsubscribed to a Vice show bashing the Catholic Church, what happened there with that old thug preacher, the thug priest in Maryland. Guess what? A couple weeks later, folks attacking his wife. I didn't put no spell. No. That's a wake-up call. Your attack was true, okay? And these people, you know what I'm saying? And so I understand we live in a Protestant evangelical. America is dying of the morals because they have used morals on a personal interpretation level of when it comes to the faith. They made fun of God's bride. They have did a lot of dirt to God's bride. And I would be shocked they bringing people who are pedophiles to the church to be a church level. I would be shocked about that. I wouldn't put on past that there's a secret side maybe trying to get the church level. It's no different when Black Lives Matter protests and you have African synagogues who wear regular clothes in the police department. It happened here in Houston, Texas, and they pretend to be Black Lives Matter and act a fool so the media can support that and not look at the peaceful protesters. It probably I thought would be shot. I don't put past these old wicked people these days. So about Starmarie. Rewind knows an hour of me talking about this, but it makes a lot of sense. When you're trying to point truth out, not only you have people around you, but you got people who against the truth, who the author of the lie using it as gatekeepers, like in flying monkeys, like in the movie Wicked Witch of the West, in the Wizard of Oz, to attack you, so they can continue that lie to be in their life, and they can live a lie, but when it hurts other people. So I'm sorry to tell all my business turn and my situation like my daughter about what's her name? We both Leos too. Read the Franklin situation. I want you to understand my experience in this. Because I got to get ready to go. I got my clothes at the watch table, whatever. Let me go ahead. But to make it short, as you got this situation going on, y'all, look at this situation. Please do. Lovelyti was right. the escritorial part of the video that, because I dictate that too. When Starmarie said that she didn't believe in Santeria, okay, and she didn't believe in Santeria, I knew that was a lie, okay? And I'm going to say this reason why she tried to cover it up. She's from the South. So that means she grew up maybe Catholic, but mostly 19 Protestant evangelical. She's from Atlanta. A lot of people in the Protestant South do not approve Santeria, voodoo, whatever. So people who practice that are secretive about that. Okay? They're very secret about that in the South. So when she came on Tasha K's video, she was trying to be secretive and show that part. But you do see on her social media, because I saw it, her posting Yamaya. Then too, in the video of what's the movie? I mean, of the video, bipolar. Why did she name it bipolar disorder? Okay, considering that we never know, she had ritual abuse happen to her in her Protestant upbringing. Trust me, in the South, spiritual ritual abuse is very common. Okay, in the South it is. And people in these pastors, these ministers will discard it as not abuse. That's why you have this going on. Okay, and they don't like the outside to tell you it is. So when she made that video about bipolar order, and she's in a graveyard, what's her name? Lovelyti is right that people who practice this Santeria do go to graveyards and invoke the spirits. She invoked the spirit of Yamaya. She invoked the spirit of the other god who's no different than Agun. And anyone on that bring a Caneo, God protect me. You know, Caneo is a gangster rapper. That's a Chicano rapper. He's dangerous. In the songs, Orisha Agun is his patron saint. Even though Orisha Agun is a god of Africa, in Orisha, who is dangerous, he's a god of iron, he's tough, he's very dangerous. If you're invoking that, you're going to commit crime. So going back to Starmarie, she's invoking a Maya and Ova, whatever the other god, because I don't know about that other goddess that's in there. She's invoking this on Cardi B. Okay? Cardi B is going through a lot because in her turning herself in. Because 9 out of 10, this is this woman here, and I'm not God, I'm putting my speculation out there that I could, but I was a human, but God help me along. She's invoking his spirit in order to get Cardi B in trouble. But Cardi B, if she practices Santeria, and I'm not trying to control someone, but it'd be better to stop, okay, and leave it alone, because she's not inviting that bad spirit that, like, just like the Kim Thomas with the Beyonce and Jay-Z situation, okay? If you're going to psychics to find out why these demons, you're already asking the demon for the same thing on thing, okay? All right? And like I said, I read in my catechism, which is coming from the scriptures, that psychics, astrology, all this stuff was occult. This occult is demonic. And so when you're evoking this spirit of Yamaya, all these goddesses and gods, these are false gods. These are demons. Okay? And she's in it too. When Lovelyti is very, one thing about us Leos, and I'm not saying that the astrology is correct, but I do believe God uses the false stuff into his truth. You know what I'm saying? No different than when the 3 wise men was looking for Jesus, 3 kings, and they use astrology and stars in the Jesus. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not talking about. I know that astrology will tell the future. Only God does. Okay, but I do believe that within the paganism of that, God uses his truth in those things. That's why as Leos, we're great leaders. Okay, that's one part I believe because I see it in my own evidence. That's what I'm saying. Okay, and me and Lovelyti are both Leos. We can see things that a lot of people cannot see. Can't say that, you know what I'm saying? We are natural born leaders. And one thing about natural born leaders, people are threatened by natural born leaders. That's why on jobs, I come to work, try to do everything right, do everything I'm supposed to do right, and do anything by the book as much as I can. The bad leader doesn't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't allow myself to be a doormat to the bad leader, so they're trying to get me out of a job, like I dealt with at that doggone tire store, tire shoe store with a St. Boy security. I can tell by my boss, okay, call it is. I'm trying to fight the case against them. They don't like someone who's who knows a lot of stuff, knowledge, try to have knowledge. They want weak people, weak-minded people. Many bosses in Texas. That's why Trump talking about um, the African American unemployment. Be careful because now anybody setting you up for debts. Okay, so the white people control. Be careful. They want to use you and might set you up on a job or whatever. Now, y'all folks know, when you talk about African American unemployment is down, yes, it's good to us to have a job, but who control the job and what their purpose of them being control of the job? That's the question I ask. Are you treat those employees of respect? That's the white employees. Look into that, y'all, okay? Especially in Texas, where they have employment will, meaning they can't say nigga and get you fired, but they can say you did this and lie and get you out of job because it's a employment at will state. I know that trick, okay? So, point is, the control, the manifestation of this power, principality of demonic behavior in that video, she was moving like this. That in Santa and after you do see that movie, because I was like, I thought because she was 40 years old, that was her bad hip or whatever. I did research on Dr. Snooey, whoever name is, Sui, whatever name, the Honduran doctor. He had cases in New York. He's from Honduras. A lot of folks do research. On Wikipedia, Michael Jackson sued him. He got in trouble in the 80s for making false claims. It's weird that this woman goes from Atlanta to New York on probation and then leave Cardi B's apartment and goes to Honduras, but this dude from Honduras is in New York and he got arrested. Michael Jackson had a claim. Yes, please go on Dr. Snow. What's his name? Dr. Sue. Wherever the left eye had. That's what I'm talking about. The one that not Starmarie. Starmarie was sleeping with. Okay? He went to Honduras and there are cases against this doctor. Now there's some are true that we can cure AIDS. For folks don't want to be white race people in the medical mafia is where the white doctor was talking about the vitamin D thing. But also to these people who also telling the truth, who he could be lying as well, or he could be a liar as well. Because I saw, and I remember I said in that video, I said Starmarie's talking about her personal beliefs and saying everybody have herpes. Because that man does make his own interpretation of his own religion. He might not use the Bible, but he believe inflammatory is herpes, and you under his discipleship, you're going to interpretate that. And I saw that in Starmarie's interview, and I said, no, not everybody don't have herpes. It's called bacteria inflammatory in your body, and it's not the same. It's herpes is that, but it's not the same doggone substance. If you know what I mean, okay? So same condition. It's similar, but the same when it comes to acne, whatever. It's inflammatory behavior. And she's a naturalist. I am too. I do herbs and vitamins. Okay, I use black seed oil for my because I don't have Obamacare. Even though Trump is president, it's too much money. And Whole Foods store is my drug dealer. Okay, so you get my point. Not Pookie and Ray Ray or Jose, the Cholo Lolo or Coco. Okay, it's not like OT Jensen up here. Not my drug dealers who make these claims. My head of the drug dealers Whole Foods store, where most white folks go to, but maybe people come there too, and GNC and Dollar Tree. And I all stuff online. If I can't buy it cheaper, it could be expensive. That's why I look good for 40 years, almost 40 years old. I'm a herbalist in stuff too, and I do herbs and vitamins as well, because that's what God put on this earth. Okay, and that's why I'm off of my medication, and I'm able to function without medication with the drug Gotocola, and thank God for Gotocola. That's the drug that I'm taking right now. I'm about to take it right now. Come in Matra, I do all. That's why I lost a lot of weight, not intentionally. You know, peppermint tea, green tea. You can tell I'm very herbal. Okay, now The truth of the matter is, she has some truth to it, but it's a lot of falsehood. I think what Dr. Slowy, whatever her name is mixing the truth to his own opinion. And people are taking that as literal truth without examining it. That's why he had them cases in New York, and Michael Jackson sued him as well. Or he sued him one or two or whatever before he died and everything else. Now, so that means he has connection in New York when she went back to Atlanta. Because they got to put two together. Because if Dr. Swever's name was in New York and he had cases in the 80s, okay, and got arrested and got sued and had lawsuits with Michael Jackson, okay, in 2000 when that trial went on with the sex abuse scandal with everything, then that means that he had connection back and forth from Honduras in New York and in LA, whatever. So, and I think that the Starmarie probably got involved with the Santeria with Cardi B's friend, and also I'm thinking that the doctor was involved in Santeria too. And his grandfather or grandmother was from Haiti. That's all his real government name. So there's a lot of connection in that. Not only that, look at this, y'all. That the dance moves she was emulating what you see in the pictures of Yamaya and these goddesses in Santeria. So when she was a dancer in the club, it seemed to me she was getting money real well by doing these sexual deity dances that's in Santeria and Pabiaba, whatever. When she's in the graveyard rapping, she is trying to evoke those spirits to Cardi B's death. And usually it's like Santa Muerte. In Santa Muerte, when it comes to in the Mexican culture, not all Mexicans practice this, but it's some Mexicans who do. When they have the black candle represents death. And I never forget, I had a friend. We know them cool. He's Mexican. We were cool, and it took a while for us now to be friends, not that long. And I never forget when I went to his apartment, I saw the Santa Muerte candle that was black. And I think the reason why God separated me and his friendship because he was involved in the occult. And it could lead me to something situation. And I remember while we was hanging out, I'm trying to tell things happened. Some weird things that was not all that great, but I tried to overlook it. But when we started being friends and he started to accuse me and stuff, a lot of these folks who believe in this stuff do have hallucinations. They would falsely accuse or whatever. And I think when it goes to Starmarie, she probably hallucinates some of this truth and believe. Now, what happened when Lovelyti called her out? She must have did some voodoo trick, Santeria trick to make that person, make her team lose the video and cause all these bad things to happen. One thing, the reason why on YouTube I said on my video why I stopped listening to advice from Dr. McKinney, and I said my Catholic faith protects me. I pray my rosary, I pray my psalms, I pray prayers in there, and that's why I'm able to survive these hoods. I was having issues with the neighbors here picking on me. The more I start praying, the more these things start to go away. Okay? So some people dab into something and not have no protection. Okay? Do not ask for God to protect them while they're talking about these situations. And this will happen. A lot of folks who seek truth, who empathetic, like Lovelyti saying, we get taken advantage of. That's very true. Last year, y'all remember a woman came and harassed me on my channel about her boyfriend who got killed, who's Latino. I took the video down. Okay, I didn't want to go to the FBI because I felt that those people would intimidate me and try to discard my claim. Because one thing you do, you don't pray before you do it. And I start to pray. That's why I'm not scared of this woman no more. When she came on my channel and she said that I was making false claims, I did say that I know her and I know her boyfriend who got killed by the two brothers. I was trying to air out my truth to let this Hispanic woman know that I was not trying to make mock your husband, your in-law, I mean your common law husband, your fiance. The reason I made the video about her husband and all this, I mean her common law boyfriend husband, but because there were people in Facebook making claims about African American people who were Hispanic. I did not say that I knew this man, which I don't. He's same age as me, but I grew up in that time when I saw the thug brothers, sisters, and the thug Latino folks come hand in hand as friends. Both communities were taught bad about their parents. Don't hang with them Mexicans. They bad. Or don't hang with them black folks. They bad. They do this and that. These are bad parents talk. Okay? Who supposed to be Christian, private Protestant, Catholic, whatever, and say the truth, but they scandalize them through the city of Matthew 18. And not only that, they doing what Jesus said goes against what Jesus said in Matthew 10. You know what I'm saying? If you love your father, brother, sister, or yourself more than him, you're a disciple of him. So that's why you have these young, older people being prejudiced and racist, okay? I was going by my experience because I saw that when the thug brothers and sisters and thug Latino brothers get together in a white supremacist mindset, one tried to play the victim and say that the other side is bad and the other side is good. That's what I was saying in the video. No shade to the man who got killed. I didn't laugh at the man's death. I didn't defend those two thugs who killed him. But I questioned about the marijuana and everything else because, you know, at one thing I should be a private investigator. Why are they going to that man's house at 3 o'clock in the morning for that? And when I said that this woman, just like Starmarie did, start commenting on my videos. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I wasn't going to work that day, and I asked her, let's talk about it. Because if you feel that you're wrong, just like Tasha K did with Starmarie, I'm asking you, tell your side story. So she started bashing me. I had 2 Hispanic folks on my side at night. Then she had some thug dude who came on my channel. I did screenshot everything he said, got all the evidence. So he started threatening, saying racial slurs on me on there, so it meant that everything I was saying was true. That's how I can relate to what Lovelyti. So everything that Lovelyti exposed on Starmarie did some 19, did some hoodoo, voodoo, and I know from experience on a person. Now I didn't do voodoo on a person who was telling the truth on me. The hoodoo what I did on that white dude was he did to me, and nobody had my back. So yeah, I did it. I ain't not know the next couple years later on, man would die. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. And you know what I'm saying, and remember, you see, you know why I don't always go and get along? Let's all come together, black folks, mess. Because when we was in 3rd grade, the folks who call themselves niggas today was saying we are niggers. Yes, all my homies, well, sort of homie, brother was defending this white dude. Said nigger does mean black. In the 3rd grade, y'all talking about white teeth? Yes. I don't forget this. Then talking about he hate white people later on, but you was defending the white dude who your best friend called him a nigga with an ER and said it mean black. So when I saw this mess, they didn't come have my back and confront that white dude. You had Latinos and Latino coons and African coons. You know what I'm saying? Even one who like a pass for Mexican, who Creole, and a darker skinned Creole chicken there. They were all defending this white dude in the classroom. Okay? So that's why, yeah, all the time they want to come together for their own personal sake. If it's something to get out of you. I know that trick. Okay? So, point is, so I know from experience that she did a voodoo trick on Santeria to get at her spiritually. Because she couldn't get you physically, it get you spiritually. Because you go out there and try to kill somebody, you go to jail. You already got a criminal record already. You ain't trying to go to criminal record. So what happened is, when Lovelyti exposed all them secrets, and so one thing about us Leos that I know, we not all, many of us are very truth-seeking people, and we go hard when we tell the truth. That's what the Hispanic woman did to me. because she got mad. I spoke a lot of truth without even knowing these people. It's called common sense. Because what person come at 3 o'clock in the morning and be looking for some weed? Okay? And if she want, like I said, spiritually, she can get in trouble too. And I don't do woo woo and she call me witchcraft and like that. But I do practice my faith. And I will pray against her thug boy, a friend, or who and they can get in trouble. I never forget, I tell you this. One of the hood rats here, 2016, thug boyfriend was harassing me. I didn't hang with him. I didn't hang with his hood rat girlfriend. And what it was, he don't like me. Call me gay and that. Looking like Easy E without the jerk curl. He would get on that water, smoke that doggone stuff. When he used to come up to harass me, I know he had a gun on him. But the two so-called friend of mine, chicks, told me everything he was saying. I went in my room and I prayed. I go to Pasadena. Okay, ride the bus that goes on Richie. Y'all know I'm talking about the 76. To go to my drug dealer, Dollar Tree, to go get some ginkgo biloba and some ginseng pills. Because sometimes the Dollar Tree don't have them pills. Because it's cheapest. I'm trying to buy too much money. They're $1 for them pills. I come back from Pasadena. Okay, because the only bus to go to Pasadena, that's Metro's Houston, on southeast side. I come back. That brother was arrested. It took that Sunday week, that Saturday, when I said, God, please get this brother arrested. I prayed my novena. And next thing, the hood rat and her badass kids got kicked out of the property a couple months later. I don't got to do no voodoo. Ain't no witchcraft. And then I said in my video about myself, you can't fight God. That was the only time I've been threatened on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I had, I wish I could beat you type of, but not no point they try to bully me and try to do something to me, okay? We are talking about Abel Cedillo. One of y'all said that about the brothers that killed him. I mean, the brothers he killed, his family. Then I said in my video, I'm not, of course you have to be cautious, but I'm not scared. Two things can happen. He gets shot by a white, them brothers can be shot by a white racist police department. And God forgive me, I'm not ain't gonna see no Black Lives Matter. Also, too, is it worth it him go to jail for a criminal record and Trump America with 3 Ks in it? Is it worth to point 19 you push them in jail to point white people got power can kill you in there? Is it they want to kill another brother because they suppose what they felt about their mama defending the two kids picking on this man? Because 9-10, like I said, the reason I was so angry with that mother, and I understand that I did a lot of wrong in there. I'll go ahead and admit that I was wrong for calling her all type of names. Because when I was bullied, you had mothers like that defending their kids. You had teachers. You know what I'm saying? Grown people. Okay? And you had people, it's like what they say about Kavanaugh, the white dude. They gonna say about Bill Cosby, boys will be boys. But with Kavanaugh, who raped Dr. Ford, they say boys will be boys because they're in favor of defending that person even when they're wrong. That's why I was so mad at that brother's mother about her defending her son and said he was a good kid. Okay? In the racial exploitation that folks would use on that and the stereotypes. That's why, okay? And I was bullied. I almost committed suicide being bullied from school and also at home, okay? To the point I did, and then we go to dark and evil, okay? So that's how I know that this esoteric stuff with Lovelyti is tattoo because they can get you physically, get you spiritually, okay? And in all due respect to that Latinos dude's family, I was not mocking his death. Just like Lovelyti, Vice Show, Nash, Elijah, no whatever, crazy times ago, people do commentary on events. That's what I was doing. But when I start seeing racial stuff, and y'all know I'm very big about race, okay? Because it does affect your life. When people use your mixed heritage, your posture, your DNA to determine your life, it does affect your life, okay? And you try to be collective with stereotypes with that mess, I'm an individual person. That's why I talked about that dude's death. Because I started seeing comments on Facebook, racist stuff, and then I started seeing the people who associated with that type of lifestyle talking mess. And I grew up in the 90s where there was gangster lean, and you had most of minorities targeted, African American, Hispanic folks targeted with that gangster rap. That's why I know about this. And they was picked on by white people who had power. Come on now, okay? All right. So when I started seeing didn't do nothing comments, that's why I did the video back in January or whatever 2017. Knowing my conscience, I was trying to mock his death. I'm talking about the people making comments, and I also said, why are these two dudes going to that dude's house at 3 o'clock in the morning for some weed? That mean 9-10. And it's not offense. If someone come to my house, either gonna smoke the weed or I'm selling. That's common sense. And folks not know, that's what I was talking about. I never tried to bully or make fun of that man's death. But the kids of that dude's children, the friends saw my video. It led to the person who was in interest of this whole situation. She didn't attack Channel 13. She attacked me. And no different what Starmarie did. Where it's funny that you didn't go to Cardi B. Well, of course, you might be putting voodoo on Cardi B, but Cardi B got money. You went to the lowest denominator of commentary. You didn't go to any of the other blogs. You went to people, who are tech. And one thing, being an empathetic person, you open that door. That's why I'm very protective and strong-minded person to this day, because I was that person who allowed people to walk all over me and got tied to the point you want to kill them and you want to go to jail. So you do get spiritual with it and knock them, because it's a spirit that's controlling that body. That's how I know. So the third Cholo dude who came on my channel that got blocked, is it worth for white supremacist cops to come after you too? Because they don't focus on Hispanics. They keep that hush hush, but still kill Hispanics and murder Hispanics and abuse Hispanics in authority too. Don't let that fool you. Is it worth it? I'm just a messenger trying to get my message out there. Nowhere in the world I was trying to mock that dude's Aura, that was his initials, his death. Nowhere in my country, and God alone stands on my. But the person of interest who was at that day attacked me, meaning they know what they're doing. And everything I said was correct. Okay? Had to. Because why didn't they defend themselves? Why didn't they defend themselves when they was on and when I put them on blast and they kept on gaslighting, projecting with every question I asked? So they had to get a third boyfriend involved. But a third boyfriend don't understand that you're not God. And a third cholo dude don't understand you can lose your life just like I can. Is it worth it? One thing about me and a cholo thug was talked about on the bus, that a killer gets scared when he's alone. Because they know if they die and they're not forgiven, they go to hell. It's a mortal sin. So trying to intimidate this dude. First about me, I have a prayer on my phone. I pray almost every day to not be intimidated by people. So that's the reason why. So y'all get my point, that I know that one thing about YouTube, anything on the internet, and I did this when I was growing up in the 90s, always pray when you're there with the internet. Because it's a different way of communicating with people. You might have dangerous people behind closed door on their phone or their computer. A lot of y'all just pop up on YouTube and think like you come up the street. No, it's like praying before you go out your house. It's praying when you're in the house. You always be prayerful. And that's why that I'm telling you, Lovelyti, when you do these commentaries, please always stay in prayer. Okay? Do not sit here and allow people just come on YouTube, and I've done it many times, say what's on my mind, and you know who's on it to attack you. It's demons out there in the flesh who are trying to attack you when you're truthful or when you're trying to do something right. Because nowhere in the world I was trying to mock that dude's death. Nowhere in the world I was doing it in my heart, mind, and soul. I was talking about what was going on due to his death and how I said that, because I said, excuse me, I seen many times where Latino dude sells dope and he has brothers who sell dope with him. It goes wrong. They turn against each other. That's what goes on in California. Is besides race, you have black and brown people involved in the drug game, white people in charge. They don't want to see them come together, make more money than them. So in order to cause division amongst each other. But guess what? It gets screwed because guess what? LAPD is targeting those thugs of color. And I'm against police brutality, but if you're out there causing mayhem and racism, just like Ku Klux Klan does towards each other, I cannot take your side. Okay? So, anyway, just shout out to Lovelyti. I'm gonna end it right there. But y'all see in my story how I was spiritual attacked, how I know about spiritual attack. I know this. It's the people are saying you're not, as what St. Paul said in Ephesians, you're not fighting against flesh, but power and principalities. And that's what you're fighting against. Okay? The spirit of who does not want you to tell the truth, the spirit of Papa. But let me let you know, child, both Lovelyti and Tasha K, this is a bad thing that's going to turn to a good thing. Sometimes we have to go through hell to get to heaven. Okay? And last year, something happened to me, and that's why I can't tell everything. That good thing, and I ain't tell everything happened to me. It led me to go see Mariah Carey, whatever, um, last year. Okay? So that's how I know when we go through bad things, the good come out. Okay, Beyonce had to go when she was mistreated back in 2000. Remember when the other girl left? That's why she blossomed. Okay, this is a career move for you to blossom. This is a breakthrough to both Tasha K and Lovelyti because they do too good in their commentary. So this whole storm, this spiritual attack is 9/10 a sign from God to bring you closer to Him and to get you to the next level of life. That's what I think it is. Okay, so it is what it is, and sometimes we go through bad things. We learn how to be strong and know how to fight back, and that's what we do. Okay. Anyway, thanks for y'all watching my channel. Subscribe also to our put down there, and make sure y'all get y'all $5. If you see me put in Dosh app, y'all please get that app and get your $5. Yes, I get money too, but I'm giving you extra money so you can use them when you go shopping, whatever stores they have, they will help you get your money, you know what I'm saying, where you go out to eat or whatever. So to all y'all subscribe, at least I'm giving y'all a present. And then if you want to help your homie out, shout out to me, shout out to you, shout out to everybody. Support your homie on YouTube who speaks the truth, but he can't. If he false, he tell like it is. He let it be known. Who is not afraid, you know what I'm saying, who's a natural born leader. Shout out to all y'all who subscribe, listen to my channel. Please, please get your Team Zacchaeus t-shirts. That is for you to represent. That have mugs. Look at that list and support your homie. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. God bless y'all, and thanks for listening to my commentary about the esoteric thing. Not to be long-winded, whatever, but y'all hope it relates to everything I was trying to say. Anyway, y'all, have a nice day.